Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, and I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Monday. I haven't uploaded a video here to the channel over the past few days because I've been really working to fix my sleep schedule. Now, of course, it's a bit off topic for the video, but I wanted to lay it out for you guys. As a YouTuber, it's very difficult to maintain a normal sleeping pattern. I think a lot of YouTubers have talked about this in the past, but when you are your own boss and you are self-employed, it's kind of hard to say, you know what, I need to go to bed, I need to be up at X o'clock tomorrow, right? It's not something that YouTubers have to deal with. And for a long time there, I was going to bed at like 7 or 8 in the morning, waking up at 3 or 4 in the afternoon. It was not a good sleep schedule. Like, I'm barely seeing any sunlight. It was awful. So for the past couple of days, I've been working to correct that. And now I'm rising with the sun. I'm going to bed at night. It's a good thing. Very, very happy to have gotten that all sorted out. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you guys today about an interesting topic that I thought of over the past couple of days while I did not make a video here on NerosCinema. And that is, why are people starting to quit the Call of Duty franchise? This is actually something that people talk about a lot. You know, Call of Duty is dead. The series is dead. It's not as good as it used to be, so on and so forth. And I figured we would discuss that here in this video. Over the years, I feel as though the novelty of Call of Duty has worn off to greater or lesser extents, even though gaming in general seems to be exploding. It's not as if Call of Duty is some like dinosaur of a series that only a small number of dedicated people still play. It's still the best-selling game each and every year, and I'm not exaggerating. I think people think I'm exaggerating when I say that. Look it up. COD is either #1 or #2 in terms of sales just about every single year for the past decade, and oftentimes it's #1. It's ridiculously popular, but it's not as popular as it used to be, right? Infinite Warfare's sales are down about 50%, I think, the last time we knew, compared to Black Ops 3, and that is nothing, like absolutely nothing, compared to like 2010 till 2013. Like back in Modern Warfare 2, the original Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3, the games were selling ridiculously. Like the games now sell maybe like a third as much as they did back then, but they're still the best-selling games each and every single year. And the reason why I think that is because people are basically trying out more games now. They have a lot more competition. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why Call of Duty doesn't sell as much as it used to, is just sheerly competition. Like, rather than having just Call of Duty fans, people are now Call of Duty and Battlefield fans, or Call of Duty and Battlefield and Overwatch fans. They are Blizzard fans. They are RPG fans, and they're always playing the new RPG, or they're dedicated to Bethesda games, or they moved over to MOBAs and they play like Smite and League of Legends and Heroes and all those games. They are PC gamers who love playing a wide variety of smaller games now. You see channels like Total Biscuit, for example, who have made their careers covering and critiquing PC games, big and small, to hundreds of thousands of people every single video, because there's a large number of people out there who always want to hear about the new game, whether it's an indie game or a AAA or what have you. They always want to hear about the newest game. They want to try out new stuff. And just to put that into kind of like smaller numbers, or at least perspective, let's say we have Johnny V Gamer over here who can play video games 10 hours a week or something like that, right? Just small numbers to make it simple. Back in the day, back when Call of Duty was in its heyday, I feel as though people back then, not even just Call of Duty fans, but just gamers in general, they were putting a lot of time into their favorite games. So Johnny here may have put 8 of those 10 hours into playing his favorite game, maybe 1 hour into playing another game that he likes, and maybe the final hour he had dabbling in some other stuff. Whereas now I feel as though it's a lot more common for people to put 4 hours into their favorite game, 4 hours into a bunch of other games they like, and maybe the last 2 hours trying out new things. Like, people are just spread around a lot more than they used to be. Like, going back to it, I feel as though the novelty of Call of Duty has worn off. Like, back in the day, it was like I don't want to say it was the best shooter ever, like, or the first one or anything like that, but it was one of the first ones that really gave the first-person shooter market mass appeal. It was like the first big shooter to blow up. Like, Halo before then, of course, was pretty big, but this was like the first one that really blew up in a massive, massive way. Now, I could be a little bit out of my depth here. I'm only 25 years old. Like, maybe there's some shooter way back in the day that was even bigger, like Doom or something. I don't know. But it was one of the first ones, right? It appealed to a wide variety of people in a way that no other shooter game really has before or after. Going back to the most popular games in the series, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, and Modern Warfare 3, and I'm using popularity, I'm just gauging this like solely off of actual sales. Like, you could think all 3 of those games suck for all I know. I mean, I'm just saying those were the most popular ones in terms of sales. Going back to then, there were tens of millions of people that played Call of Duty every single year, and so a big percentage of the overall gaming space at one point played Call of Duty. They were at one point into Call of Duty just off of sheer numbers. There were so many people playing playing back in the day. And I think it's pretty common for a lot of those fans to have just simply moved on from the franchise because they played it so much way back in the day. Maybe nowadays they just play a wide variety of games, or maybe they stop playing games in general, or maybe they grew up, or maybe they went to college, or maybe they started a family or started a career, whatever the case may be, right? People grow up and people leave the series. And back then, you know, people may have been, whatever, 15, 16 when they first started playing Call of Duty. Well, now they're in college. Maybe they don't have enough time for Call of Duty anymore. I think longtime fans of my YouTube channel know why there's SB in my name. On Xbox Live, you guys can see my name is SB Nero. And the reason why is SB was a team that I founded and was a part of way back in the day. Now, we weren't serious or anything like that. I think there's a strictly business competitive team, which came after us, but I don't care if they have the same name as us. Doesn't matter whatsoever. We just made this for fun and because SB looks cool when they're together, especially when the S is lowercase and the B is capitalized. It looked cool to us, so that's what we decided to go with. But it was basically a group of real-life friends as well as subscribers, because back then my YouTube channel was very, very small, and so I held tryouts for this team, and the whole point was we were just going to play Call of Duty public matches together all day, every day, and just have a lot of fun in the process. Like, never have to worry about bad teammates because we always have a full party. And back in our heyday, like, we would have to break up into two groups to play Ground War because we had so many people online all the time. We were just always playing Call of Duty together, and honestly, that was like my favorite point of my Call of Duty career, if you want to call it that, was back in the day when Team SB was at its peak. And it kind of goes with the sales figures here. That was actually back during Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, and Modern Warfare 3. I figured I'll let you guys know what happened to all of the SB guys, because basically they're all gone at this point. Like, they've all stopped playing for one reason or another, with the exception of Cypher. Cypher is still around. I still talk to him on the daily, whether it's on Discord or playing Heroes of the Storm or Call of Duty or whatever with him. I still play with Cypher quite a bit, but just about every other person has stopped playing for one reason or another. And I figured it'd be fun in this video, as some closure for some of you guys that have been watching the channel for a long time, to let you know what happened to a lot of those old SB guys. And I think it's also relevant to the video because these guys make up, I think, a large percentage of the Call of Duty player base. Like, I think what happened to these guys also happened to a lot of people that maybe played Call of Duty back in the day. So let's start off with the people that I knew IRL. These are both friends and family. So Cardinal, who you guys may remember from a lot of old videos back in the day, he was in and out of the Call of Duty series ever since World at War. The last one he took super seriously, I think, was World at War. He did play a good bit of Advanced Warfare as well. Like, he came back and played a lot because he lost his job, and so he's playing a lot of Call of Duty because he had a lot of time off. So we did play a lot of Advanced Warfare, but he hasn't been on pretty much since then over the past couple of years. I haven't even seen him on Xbox Live. He basically works and hangs out with friends IRL, and just he doesn't play video games really anymore. It's really just not his thing. Swami, who is actually my cousin, now he's had a lot of different names, but I think the most recent one he had was Swami. He's the guy that got me into Call of Duty in the first place. If you guys know the story, I went over to his house one day. He was playing Call of Duty 3 that coming Christmas. I got an Xbox so I could play with him. We got Call of Duty 4, and that's what got me into this series in the first place. It was partly due to him. Well, he pretty much quit the series after Modern Warfare 2, mostly for real-life reasons. He's 3 years older than me, so he had to, of course, focus on real-life things. While I was just like a sophomore in high school, he was graduating and, of course, had to get a job and start a family and what have you. He now has 3 kids and mostly plays Madden. The last Call of Duty game he played was Black Ops 3, and he played it very casually with some friends from work. I think he has like 1 or 2 days of playtime in Black Ops 3. Grizzly was a very good friend of mine, and he kind of drifted out of the Call of Duty franchise after Black Ops. Now, when Ghost came out, that was also the same time that they had the big split with the PS4 and the Xbox One, and his wife, for that Christmas, got him a PlayStation 4, which pretty much sealed the deal. He moved over to PlayStation, I stayed on Xbox. He still plays Call of Duty occasionally, but mostly he plays a wide variety of games now. Like, whenever a new game comes out, he's always excited to play it, and he always gets it. He likes Call of Duty, to my understanding. Like, he still plays on occasion. I think he's playing more Infinite Warfare, actually, the Modern Warfare Remastered, but for the most part, he plays a wide variety of games now. Autumn is, of course, my brother, and it's probably why you see him in a lot of my videos. He has been very in and out of the Call of Duty franchise ever since Modern Warfare 2. Typically, whenever a new game comes out, he heavily, and I mean heavily, plays it for the first month or so, and then stops playing it completely until a new Call of Duty game comes out. Right now, he is pretty much on a huge Smite kick. He plays a lot of Smite on the Xbox for some reason. He adores that game, and like Grizzly, he gets very excited whenever a new game comes out. He always plays the newest thing and basically doesn't play a lot of Call of Duty anymore. Now, the people that I've lost contact with, Deadly, who you guys may remember from my Moab Monday series, he was featured a lot. He pretty much stopped playing after Modern Warfare 3, mostly because of real life stuff. He was in high school at the time. He's getting closer towards graduation. You know, real life kind of takes over. Honestly, I haven't talked to the guy in about 3 years. Last time I remember talking to him was actually at some point in Black Ops 2, but he doesn't even sign into Xbox anymore. He's just kind of like dust in the wind, I guess. He's just gone. Blue Bob hasn't honestly played a lot of Call of Duty since Call of Duty 4. He was very in and out of the series the entire time. Like, Call of Duty 4 was his game. He hasn't really played a whole lot since, and now he live streams a bunch, but it's not what you think. He actually speed runs a lot. He's a big part of the speed running community, apparently, and he likes to speed run Mario games and stuff like that. If you guys want to check out his stream, I'll put a link to it on your screen. Marksman, if you guys remember him from Modern Warfare 3, he pretty much quit after Modern Warfare 3. I talked to him occasionally, but like Deadly, he mostly just stopped gaming, to my knowledge. Like, he doesn't get on Xbox anymore, and if he is, he's like playing NHL or watching Netflix or something like that. And I think it's kind of the same situation as Deadly is. He was getting closer to graduating high school, and real life kind of took over. Trigger quit during the original Black Ops. He always mentioned quitting gaming, and he eventually did. Just one day he said, you know what, I'm done playing Call of Duty. I'm done with video games in general. Thank you guys for all the memories, but I'm done now. And he signed off to never sign back in again. Actually, he signed back in like once for like a week during Modern Warfare 3, then he went back and just quit gaming in general. He always looked at it kind of like an addiction for some reason, which we all thought was kind of weird. Like, he acted like, I have to quit video games. I just have to stop. I can't keep doing this. I'm just wasting my life here. He had a really negative look on video games, but yeah, he ended up quitting on it. Vicious pretty much stopped playing after Black Ops 2. He was around here and there. He was actually part of a huge Borderlands series I did on my Let's Play channel with Foxhound back in the day, but for the most part, he went to college and stopped gaming as a result. He just didn't have a lot of time for it. Now, sort of similar to Marksman, he only is on Xbox anymore to watch Netflix or play NHL. Voodoo, or Russia as he was known back in the day, pretty much completely disappeared after the original Black Ops. Now, I know he was living with a girl at the time, or they were moving in or something like that, but he basically just disappeared one day, never came back, except he came back for a couple days in Modern Warfare 3, then disappeared, and I haven't heard from him since. I had him to Skype, I think, a while back, but he is never on there either. He just disappeared. He's just like gone. This person I spent so much time with, hanging out with every single day on Xbox, just one day up and disappeared. And then, of course, there's Tryhard, who pretty much stopped playing after the original Black Ops. He's been in and out of the series, but like most people, you know, once you start getting towards the end of high school, real life kind of takes over. College, girls, whole real life stuff, right? And he stopped playing. There's a bunch of other people that were pretty much in and out the entire time, but basically the point is, all these guys pretty much stopped playing Call of Duty for one reason or another. It's basically down to myself and Cypher, and I think part of that is due to the fact that the people that were really into Call of Duty back in the day, they were really into the series at a time where they were about to not have as much time to dedicate to video games. Now, obviously, I can dedicate all the time in the world. I'm a YouTuber, whereas, you know, I'm the same age as these guys, right? But whereas, you know, they are, you know, starting families and having careers, I'm doing YouTube, which allows me to play all the video games I possibly would want, because that is my career, right? It's a much different thing than the situation that most people actually find themselves in. So I think that's why we see a lot less people actually playing Call of Duty these days as compared to back then. I think there were so many people, keep in mind, like tens upon tens of millions of people buying Call of Duty back in Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, and Modern Warfare 3, and a lot of those people were probably 16, 17, 18, and they've gotten to the point where they have careers. They're young adults. They are the future of our world, believe it or not, and that's kind of scary to think about, considering all the interesting conversations I had with people over Xbox Live back in the day, but that's kind of it. They've kind of grown up, and it's a weird situation. Now, obviously, there's a bunch of people that are gaming even as they get older and stuff like that, and Call of Duty is still very successful, but I think that's why the Call of Duty player base has kind of dwindled down a little bit. I think it's actually a big number of reasons, honestly. It's not even just like people are getting older and don't have as much time for gaming, but I think the entire novelty of Call of Duty has kind of worn off. I think Call of Duty itself has made a lot of games over the years. Like, the first one ever was released in 2003, and we've had yearly games ever since 2005, many of which would feature 3 or 4 DLC packs. I think a lot of people are turned off by the futuristic vibe. Like, if they signed up for Call of Duty way back in the day, like in World at War or Modern Warfare 2, and now they see Infinite Warfare, like those games are all very, very much different, obviously, so perhaps they don't like the futuristic vibe. I think competition for Call of Duty is much, much stiffer. Like, not even just first-person shooter games in general. Like, I think the gaming space is a lot more of a competitive scene. Like, Call of Duty is now competing with Battlefield, which has gotten better. Like, back in the day, Call of Duty was the game. It was the shooter you wanted to play, because let's face it, Battlefield on consoles was pretty shit back in the day. It was not very good. And nowadays, Battlefield on console is very good, and it's also very good on PC. You also have Titanfall. You also have Doom. You have people that like first-person shooters getting their first taste of an MMO with Destiny. You have Overwatch. PC ports for Call of Duty have been pretty terrible, let's be honest, and that's killed off a lot of their player base over the years. Like, back in Call of Duty 4, I think PC was actually a pretty big deal. Like, a lot of people played it, a lot of people played Pro Mod. There was a pretty big scene, but a lot of the PC Call of Duties have had very bad ports, and that's killed off obviously a lot of their player base to the point where Call of Duty on PC isn't even ranked in like the top 100. I think it's probably in the top 100, but it's not ranked very high. It's pretty low down there. It's behind a lot of indie games even. Like, it doesn't sell a whole lot. And with all these reasons combined, I feel as though that is why a lot of people have stopped playing the series. And this also goes for YouTubers. Like, I think a lot of people look at YouTubers and wonder, well, why would they stop making Call of Duty videos or stop playing? Because they're YouTubers, they're getting paid to do it. I feel as though people underestimate what it actually is like when a video game pretty much consumes your entire existence, right? If you're a YouTuber who focuses on one game in particular, and you've only posted stuff of that game for 5, 6, 7 years, you're gonna get burnt out on that game pretty hardcore. Like, a lot of the old school guys that I used to watch back in the day, they pretty much don't play Call of Duty anymore, or at least they don't make all of their content revolving around Call of Duty. Like, some of my favorites from back in the day, some of you guys will like know these people, some of you guys will never have heard of these people. Like, Woody's Gamertag doesn't play video games at all anymore, to my understanding. Wings of Redemption occasionally plays Call of Duty, but right now he's pretty much a variety live streamer, to my understanding. He primarily focuses on Battlefield 1. Beyond and Scoreboard, they haven't been on YouTube in probably 5 or 6 years. They're pretty much gone. Hutch still plays Call of Duty, to my understanding. He also live streams it quite a bit, but I think one of the reasons why he's been able to stick around so long was he took a lot of breaks from YouTube and stuff like that over his entire career, which I think is why Call of Duty can still be fresh for him. So he's kind of like an exception to the rule, I would say. Trump, I don't think actually plays whatsoever. I know I'm not talking about the Hearthstone guy. I'm talking about Trump. There's an F at the end there. He was actually good friends with Hutch back in the day. He doesn't play anymore. There's a bunch of people from that like Modern Warfare 2 era, all of which are like now gone. XCal and Blame Truth, they're both now full-time live streamers, I believe, and they rarely play Call of Duty, to my understanding. Zergriz still plays Call of Duty, especially with Modern Warfare Remastered, but he isn't going hard at YouTube or anything like that. I think he started a family and is a police officer. Like, I've been following him super close, but I think he's like doing something along that line of work. Like, all of these people have basically just moved on. Like, that's the point I'm trying to make here. And you're wondering, well, how am I still here? You know, I've been making Call of Duty videos for about 5 years now on just this channel. I've had channels before this, and I would say that for the first 7 years that I was introduced to this series, I would only play Call of Duty. Like, that's all I ever freaking played was Call of Duty. Every single year I would put in, and I'm not trying to exaggerate for the sake of it. I'm lowballing you guys here. I would put in 30 or 40 days of playtime into about every single Call of Duty game, and oftentimes it was more than that. Like, I think in Modern Warfare 2, I had like 70 days of playtime or something. That's the only freaking game that I played. Whereas nowadays, I don't put anything near as like that much into a Call of Duty game anymore. Like, I'd say on average, I put 7 to 10 days into the multiplayer alone. Like, that's not counting zombies or wherever the extra game mode would be in the campaign and stuff like that. It gets hard to track that stuff, like stat-wise. Like, of course, you know, multiplayer, it's easy to track. You have leaderboards, well, except for Infinite Warfare, you have leaderboards and you have combat records and stuff like that, so it's easy to track. So over the past, I'd say 3 or 4 years, I've averaged 7 to 10 days of playtime in the multiplayer itself, while of course still playing the other stuff. And I still make, 400 Call of Duty videos a year, give or take. I still, run an entire YouTube channel dedicated to the game. But the reason why I've been able to do that is I've slowed down quite a bit. Like, I don't think I could put in 30 to 40 days of playtime every single year. There's no way I could have done that in Advanced Warfare. There's no way I could have done that in Ghost, because I simply did not enjoy those games that much. And as a result, if I were to have forced myself to play that much, instead of it just being a passion or a hobby, which is what, YouTube and Call of Duty were for a lot of people when they first started, it would have really felt like work. And I understand YouTube is my job, so technically it is work. But if you're trying to play a video game and you're trying to have fun playing a game, but you're forcing yourself to play because you freaking have to, it's not fun at that point, right? So I decided just, no forcing myself to play. I'm going to play when I want to play, and I'm going to make content when I want to make content, and it's going to be the content that I want to put together, right? And that's why I've been able, I think, to do this for so long. But definitely, over the past couple years, I've definitely expanded my palette. Like, I got really into Borderlands. I think Borderlands was one of the first games that kind of like took me away from Call of Duty. Like, I'd always played Call of Duty and, of course, Madden, but once I started playing like the original Borderlands and Borderlands 2, that's when I really started to take interest in other stuff. Like, I feel like I popped my head out of my gopher hole or something like that. I'm like, wait a minute, we're gonna try some other games out here. Let's try and play some other stuff and see if that can make me feel more refreshed when I go back and play Call of Duty. So I played a lot of Borderlands for sure, and I definitely made like several hundred videos of it on Nero's Let's Plays. When the DayZ standalone came out, played a bunch of that. That was a big time consumer for me. I was borderline addicted, I would say, to Minecraft for a very long time. Like my friends and I actually played on Woody's Gamertag's old server, Woodycraft, back in the day. I started playing a lot of Hearthstone, which was a ton of freaking fun, especially when it first came out, and playing a lot of Hearthstone, and Blizzard's pure evil for this. Playing a ton of Hearthstone led me into playing World of Warcraft, and World of Warcraft led me into playing Heroes of the Storm, and playing Heroes of the Storm is really making me want to try out StarCraft and Diablo. I've never really played either one of those games, but I'm wanting to because I'm playing as these characters in Heroes of the Storm. Of course, Overwatch, freaking Blizzard is evil. They have all these games right there on your PC, right there at your Battle.net launcher, and they're just all right there. They're like, hey, open up Battle.net. Look at all these great games you can just play, and all of their games tie in together. Like there's a Diablo 20-year anniversary happening right now, so there's special Diablo events happening in just about every single freaking Blizzard game. They're pure freaking evil. But yeah, lots of Blizzard games, and I tried Fallout for the first time when Fallout 4 came out, fell in love with that game, and I think it's good for people to spread their wings a little bit when it comes to games, because if you focus so much on one game, eventually you're just not going to have fun with it. And you see this with certain Call of Duty YouTubers. Now, I'm never going to call out names or anything like that, right? But there are Call of Duty YouTubers who are just known for complaining every single video. Like, I make videos I think some people misconstrue as complaining when really it's constructive criticism or talking about what the community wants with the game. There are other people who literally just complain. Like, that's what they do. That is what they are known for. They just complain about the same stuff every single video, and it's awful. And I think it's because those people don't expand their horizons. Those people have only played Call of Duty forever, and they're at this point where they get on Call of Duty and they don't even have fun with it anymore. They just get on to get angry. That's all Call of Duty is to them. It's just it's anger and it's frustration, and it's just, I don't want that, right? I definitely don't want that, so I slowed down on Call of Duty. I started playing other games while still playing mostly Call of Duty and maintaining a Call of Duty YouTube channel, and I think it's worked out pretty well for me. So, ladies and gentlemen, I suppose that's all I have for this video. That is why I feel as though less and less people are playing Call of Duty. Not to say that the franchise is dying. Once again, I think a lot of people focus on that, but I think people need to realize that, once again, Call of Duty is still the best-selling game year in and year out. Look it up, guys. Every year, Call of Duty is the best-selling game. We're going to see how it plays out this year. The sales figures look to be a little bit down compared to Black Ops 3, but even then, Black Ops 3 was the best-selling game last year. Advanced Warfare before that, all the games pretty much have been the best-selling game every single year, and even though there just aren't as many people playing, it's still the most popular, and that's because people are really allocating all their time, spreading it around the gaming space rather than just focusing all on one game like maybe they did back in the day with Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, as well as Modern Warfare 3. I think it's definitely possible for Call of Duty to have a big resurgence in sales. Like, while it is the best-selling game every single year, I think it's possible for it to go back to Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2 style sales figures. That could definitely happen. We've seen a lot of resurgences lately with lots of games and movie franchises and stuff like that, and I definitely think it's possible that if COD 2017 is in World War II, or if it is in Vietnam and they market it right and they advertise it right, then, especially if it comes with a remastered version of Modern Warfare 2, like bundled with it, I definitely think we would see a giant resurgence in sales for the Call of Duty series, but we're going to see how it plays out. We're going to have to see. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, that's all I have for this video. I would love to hear your thoughts down there in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for your continued support of me and my YouTube channel, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.